Welcome back, my dear students, to class 9 chemistry. You know that in the previous classes we studied about the bonding, types of bonding. Today is our second types of bonding, which we call it covalent bonding. So now, second types of bonding is covalent bonds. It is very much important because you know that all the organic compounds, they are covalent in nature, means that they have a covalent bonds. That's why we are studying here covalent bonds. Okay, so what is covalent bonds? First of all, you should know about the definitions of covalent bonds. How can we define covalent bonds? You know that when two or more than two same kind of atoms or different kinds of atoms, when they share their electrons with each other, as a result, a covalent bond will be formed. No, covalent bonds, which is, I already wrote it, the definitions here, the bond which is formed by the mutual sharing of electrons between two same kind of atoms or different kinds of atoms. How same kind of atoms and how different kinds of atoms? Look at here, I already given you the example here, Cl2, H2, O2, CH4, HCl. These are the examples of molecules in which we have a covalent bonds. So here I'm going to just give you a simple example. You know about the hydrogens, and the atomic number of hydrogen is 1. It means in the last shell of hydrogens we have only 1 electrons. Okay, and you know this atoms of hydrogen is right now it is unstable. Why it is unstable? It will be stable when it become duplates, means that when it's gain a stability by 1 more electrons. So this atom is right now trying to find another atom for itself. As a result, here another hydrogen atoms, you know that you can also represent it by cross their electrons. So when this atoms and this atom, both the atoms, they are unstable right now. So as a result, they will share their electrons with each other. When they share their electrons with each other, so as a result, H2 molecules will be formed. So you can see it here that both the same kind of atoms, this is also hydrogen atoms, this is also hydrogen atoms, they are sharing their electrons with each other. Same kind of atoms. And so we call it here, molecules will be formed, which we call it hydrogens molecules. No, same like for chlorine atoms, same like for oxygen atoms, same like for other atoms, we have a different atoms. They are sharing their electrons with each other. So as a result, a covalent bond will be formed. They are sharing their electrons with each other. No, on the basis of sharing of electrons, we are classifying the covalent bond into 3 categories. Into how many categories? Into 3 categories. Single covalent bonds, double covalent bonds, triple covalent bonds. What is single covalent bonds? You know single covalent bonds, when the 2 atoms or more than 2 atoms, when they share 2 electrons with each other, when they're sharing 1 electrons with each other, so as a result, a single covalent bond will be formed. Here I already given you the example of H2. You can also give the example of chlorines. You know that the atomic number of chlorine is 17. And you know, everyone know about in the last shell of chlorine, we have how many electrons? 7 electrons. Everyone know about that in the last shell of chlorine, we have 7 electrons. So this chlorine atom is right now, it is unstable. Why it is unstable? Because 7 electrons, it need 1 more electrons. So as a result, another chlorine atoms will be come over here and it will share its 1 electrons with that chlorine atoms. So when they share 1 electrons with each other, as a result, Cl2 molecules will be formed. So this is the example of single covalent bond. Keep in your minds that if you can also write it down, this molecule Cl dash or Cl lines, Cl. So this single lines show us that they are sharing 2 electrons, 1 electrons with each other. A single lines represents 2 electrons. Okay, a single lines represent 2 electrons. Here is the second one is a double covalent bond. What is double covalent bonds? You know that when 2 atoms, a single atom sharing its 2 electrons with another atoms, or we can say when they sharing 4 pairs of electrons with each other, so we call it a double covalent bond. Here you can see the example, oxygens. Everyone know about oxygens, that oxygens belong to group number 6, and in the last shell of oxygens we have 6 electrons. This is oxygen atoms, and no, right now it is also need 2 more electrons. How? So here another oxygen atoms will share its 2 electrons with that atoms. So as a result, when they shares 2 electrons with each other, so as a result O2 molecules will be formed. Oxygen's molecule will be formed. So this type of example is called, this is the example of double covalent bond. Now here is another third types, which we call it triple covalent bonds. When the 2 atoms, they share 3 electrons with each others. So as a result, a triple covalent bonds will be formed. You know about here the example is nitrogen's molecules, and you know that the nitrogen, atomic number of nitrogen is 7, and in the last shell of nitrogens we have 5 electrons. How many electrons? 5 electrons. So it is unstable right now. It also needs 3 more electrons. 3 more electrons. So as a result, another nitrogen's atoms will comes and it will share its 3 electrons with this nitrogen atoms. So when it share its 3 electrons with that nitrogen atom, so as a result, N triple bonds, or you can also say it N2 will be formed, N2 molecules will be formed. You can see 3 lines here. These 3 lines represents, each line represents 2 electrons, 1, 2, and 3 lines will represent how many electrons? 6 electrons. So this was all about the covalent bonds. This covalent bond is very much important because in organic chemistry, all the organic compounds, they are covalent in nature. For example, here you can see CH4. CH4 is one of the first member of alkane family. First member of alkane family, and you know that here we have also a covalent bonds. So in detail we will talk about organic compounds in the coming classes. So just I'm gonna to give you a small homework. You will write it down 5 properties in your notebook about the covalent compounds, that what are their properties. So inshallah, thank you for watching our videos. Subscribe our channels for further videos. And inshallah, see you next time in the next class. See you. Bye bye.